Hello, and welcome to Weil-McLain's series of tech tip videos. I'm Brian, and today we will be discussing our Evergreen Pro boilers and how to navigate the control to set up inputs and priorities. For those of you familiar with our Ultra boilers, you can see the control is quite similar. All of the keys perform the same function as the Ultra, and it really is very simple and intuitive to scroll through menus. Now, as I said, the navigation is similar to the Ultra control. However, the Evergreen platform is slightly more complex, given the ability to assign any input to any priority. This makes the boiler capable of being a zone controller and a priority controller at the same time. So, let's take a look at the control, and as you can see, we will start off on the home screen. First, we will hold the up and down arrow keys for about 7 seconds, and that will take us to the contractor menu. The first thing you will notice is the user mode. This can be set to basic or advanced. In order to access all the features, you will need to set it to advanced. Next, you'll see boiler settings. When we click there, it brings up 12 different categories of global settings for the boiler. Everything from boiler model, type of fuel, to making adjustments to the outdoor sensor and the ability to reset the unit to factory defaults. To make adjustments, simply scroll up or down to the desired parameter and press the square key. You will then be able to select the value or command for that parameter. Now, if we go back with the left arrow key, you'll see we are back to the contractor menu. From here, let's take a look at Assign Inputs. This is where you direct each call for heat to whichever priority you like. As you can see, Input 1 shows TT1, Priority 1, and Source. Input 1 has the source option so that we can receive a repeating 0 to 10 volt signal to drive either temperature or the modulation of that priority. This is the only input that can take 0 to 10 volt signal. Remember, the priority number just puts each call for heat in order of importance. So, if we are doing domestic hot water, that would normally be priority 1, since it will heat up the tank quickly and then be ready to respond to a space heating call. Next, we will set input 2 as priority 2 and input 3 as priority 3. Next, we will look at how to set the system type for each priority. Now, as you can see, there are several parameters when we look at an individual priority. The first thing we see is system type. This basically sets the supply target temperatures. Next, we see target mod sensor. This sets which sensor is used to determine modulation. Target adjust is next. This tells the control to look at the outdoor temperature sensor to lower the target temperature in mild conditions, or adjust the target by the 0 to 10 volt signal. Now, the next 4 parameters are all related to each other. Supply max is simply the highest temperature produced for that particular priority. This will be the supply temperature when the outdoor temperature is at its minimum. The supply minimum will be the target temperature when the outdoor temperature is at its maximum. Next, boost time will add 10 degrees to the target after the priority has run the time set on the boost setting. This can help compensate if the outdoor reset is set a bit too aggressive. Some of the remaining settings are run boiler pump, yes or no, run AUX pump, yes or no, and max time on. Now, as I mentioned earlier, unlike the Ultra boiler, the Evergreen allows us to assign any input to any priority. We are not limited to just having one call for heat assigned to a priority. And this allows us to use the system as a zone controller and a priority controller. Quite a handy feature. For example, we can assign 3 thermostats to the same priority, and this will allow the boiler to respond to any or all of the zones at the same time, rather than only heating one zone at a time, just like a zone panel. Or it can be set up to accept 3 different inputs with different temperatures for each priority, which would be a priority controller. We do this by assigning each thermostat to its own priority, which allows different temperatures for different applications. As you can see, the flexibility of the Evergreen control allows a wide range of options for controlling your system. Keep in mind, the manual and advanced manual contain all the details of these functions. So, you should always familiarize yourself with the manuals, and along with our instructional videos, the setup should be a smooth process. Well, thanks for watching, and remember to keep an eye out for new videos so we can help you keep your customers happy.